Crime 5.
Hello? Myra, please listen to me. I ask you again, let bygones be bygones. Come home, Myra, and let's patch up our mistakes and make a new start together. What? Birch? You can't be serious. Oh, I realize Birch may appear to be more attractive in some respects, but... Myra, please. Oh, Myra.
Well, now, Mr. Birch, I think we can have our little chat. I know all this has been very upsetting for you, but we must ask questions, you know?
Yes, of course, Inspector.
Mr. Henty was at the desk when you ran in and found him?
Yes, slumped forward in his chair.
And you touched nothing?
Nothing.
But you did look on the desk?
Well, I looked and saw the gun.
Yes. And this note?
Yes, that note.
You read it?
Yes.
Did you move it?
No.
So it's exactly where Mr. Henty left it, beside him on the desk?
Yes.
And it says, "I can't live without you, Myra. Forgive me."
Yes. You see, Mr. Henty was separated from his wife. Only last night he phoned her and begged her to come back. As a matter of fact, he threatened to take his own life if she didn't, poor chap.
Now, just one or two more questions, if you don't mind. Henty was a stockbroker?
Yes, he started at home here after the war. He lost his right arm and preferred working from here. He dictated transactions on a tape recorder, and I typed them at the end of the day.
But he could write with his left hand?
He seldom wrote anything. If he had to make a note, he printed it, like this suicide note.
Right, we'll get back to the note in a moment. Tell me, Mr. Birch, how well do you know Mrs. Henty?
We're friendly.
How friendly?
I resent that question.
Do you visit her often?
Well...
How often?
Who's been telling you dirty lies?
They may or may not be lies, Mr. Birch, but the servants in this household seem to concur on certain opinions.
Very well. I'm very interested in Mrs. Henty. That's my business. It has no bearing on his suicide. She had to leave him a long time before I got to know her very well. He was a dictatorial and unreasonable man. Ask the servants about that.
Yes, they've told me about that too, Mr. Birch, but it doesn't justify what's happened here.
Justify? Look, he killed himself.
Mr. Birch, sometimes there are two sides to a case of this nature. The right...
There's no wrong here.
The right and the left.
The right and the left? What are you talking about?
This suicide note, Mr. Birch, which tells me that Mr. Henty was murdered.
Inspector, I tell you, Henty did print this note. He did take his own life.
You found him, Mr. Birch. You heard the shot and ran in and found him.
Yes, I told you.
Yes. So it had to be suicide, or you murdered him. No one else could be involved or suspected.
No. You can't prove it.
But I can. I told you, Mr. Birch, that there are sometimes two sides to a case of this nature. The right and the left. Mr. Henty had only one arm, the left. Therefore, he wrote with his left hand. Yet the suicide note was found on the right side of the body.
Well, he put it there before he shot himself.
No, you put it there. You're right-handed.
Yes, but...
Your writing would tend to slant to the right and Henty's to the left. As you can see, this note was written by a right-handed person. You're under arrest, Mr. Birch.